Fear the Tear by Brianna Bond. Don't tease me because I'm afraid of the dark. Yeah, I'm a teenager, almost a grown woman, and I sleep with the lights on sometimes. What makes you any better? And I really want you to think about that. What is so great about the light side of things? It's a whole hell of a lot less entertaining, for one. And those of us who have set foot in the elephant graveyard have to plaster on a smile. This nation is so scared of its own shadow, we have jobs specifically designed so we have somewhere to dump Mopey over there off. Do you know how often people say, I'm sorry, I'm not good with the tears and the human and the sad? And you know why? It's because we have always been taught that in this situation, send them straight to an adult. Then as an adult, you don't know what to do, so you send them straight to a counselor, which may be the answer sometimes, but, maybe I broke up with my boyfriend. I don't have a boyfriend. Maybe Burger King took my favorite item off the menu, and I just need someone who will hold me, who will let me cry, who will bring me McDonald's fries and tell me it's okay. Doesn't it bother you that the only emotions we really try to understand are the ones we don't have to do anything for? Happy, all is swell. Excited, just cruising. Even anger, man, I'll bring the popcorn. But if I sit back and watch someone cry, I might as well start robbing banks because I'm going straight to hell anyway. Might as well go out with a bang, right? And sad is one of the base emotions we learn in kindergarten. And still, all we can say about it is, there, fam. It's to the point where you can see that broken girl in the corner. She can give you the easiest lie, I'm fine, and force a smile around her running mascara, and that's enough for you. So you walk away, because what else are you supposed to do? See, we all live in this golden bubble. When I smile, the world smiles with me. When I'm upset, the sky goes gray. And it's so internal a feeling that we don't always notice that that's not the case. But you see that girl, and you can't pretend you don't. We're not kids anymore. You can't turn that bubble into a brick wall. It can't work that way. You can't let it. But you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everyone around you is happy all of the time, which I'm sure can be the case, but maybe, and I'm just spitballing here, maybe they're smiling for your sake. Maybe they aren't crying because it makes you uncomfortable, bottling it up until someone finally sets them off. And what about the people who can't hide it? I know, we'll tell them their emotions are full of crap, but let's make a name for it just to give it some flair. Got it. First world problems. Brilliant. So go ahead, fear a tear. Let a frown send a shiver down your spine. But don't tease me for being afraid of the dark. Because aren't you? Salutations, friends. My name is Brianna Bond, otherwise known as Norne Scholar. And after all that, I'd like to start by getting into where I was when I wrote this piece. See, I wrote this my junior year of high school, actually as a homework assignment. At the time, I was just starting to understand myself not only as suicidal, but as depressed. As I was coming into this awareness, I started to notice how many people around me were also having a lot of tough times. And this is where my hero complex really started to kick in because my self-worth was so low, I couldn't care less what happened to me. I was just so invested in trying to help everyone around me. And it started to become really overwhelming to feel like no one else cared, like everyone else was just fine with doing the things we had been doing despite the failures. And I do recognize that what we are doing is helping some people, and that's great. So why can't we add methods that can help to reach the rest? And that brings up another issue I touched on in the piece. This one-size-fits-all idea towards mental health illness. See, there's a therapist for that, there's a pill for this. Why are we so afraid to admit that humans are all different and need different things? We'd be able to help a lot more people if we acknowledged all of the variable differences between us. Because what we don't want to do is treat everyone like they are exactly the same. What you want to do is acknowledge, respect, and love each other for our differences. The last thing that I'd like to talk about is that central idea of the piece, the idea that people are so uncomfortable with mental illness that they're willing to ignore the obvious signs of a real issue to avoid the interaction. This is actually the part that made me want to do a writer's note of this piece because it came up in a past job of mine. PSA, if you're ever at a job where the bosses feel a need to warn the managers that across the 10 or so stores they've been having a problem with people actually trying to kill themselves, run. If those same bosses laugh at someone having a suicidal breakdown, run faster. Because yeah, that's actually an issue I've had to deal with. My boss came up to me and the other managers of the store saying they've been having issues across the branches with people actually trying to kill themselves, so we should be on the lookout for anyone that seems down. But he would know if there was anything going on with anyone. You know how I know he wouldn't be able to figure this kind of stuff out on his own? Because I worked there. That store put me in the worst position I've ever been in my life, and he didn't say a damn thing. That might be a different issue altogether, because the one time that he did acknowledge an issue, it was because he was being really But that might be a different issue altogether, because the one time that he did acknowledge an issue, it was because he was being really nosy around this employee because she was acting super two-faced, but he ended up catching her crying. You know what his leader-like response to that was? Come back inside and start gossiping about it. Because it wasn't his position as a leader to step in and say anything to her like, hey, what's wrong? Are you going to be okay? Do you need anything? It's out of bounds. Party foul, man. Party foul. And this is all a problem. People around me are actually dying because no one knows how to handle these, what can be everyday situations. And I, for one, and hopefully not the only one, am sick and tired of adding tallies to the graveyard. But what do I know? Thank you for listening, guys. I know I started to get a little preachy. Hopefully I'm not preaching to empty pews. If you want a physical copy of that piece and many more, my book, The Color Black, is available in print on Amazon.com, and the ebook will be coming soon. If you want to hear a lot more of me, subscribe to this channel down below. In the description is going to be links to my Instagram, Facebook, and NoOrdinaryScholar.com. And if you really like what's going on here, please feel free to check out my Patreon account. But until next time, maledictions, friends.